Greetings viewers, welcome back to the Vengeancer YouTube channel. Today I'm bringing you video number 6 in my tax-free silver making series. In the previous videos we've kind of went over a few of the foundation videos, I would say. That's what I call them anyway. Went over energy, contribution points, went over the life skills briefly, and then that was a pretty big video, video 3, and then video 4 was the huge video. I laid out all the my methods for making the silver. And the video I just recorded basically went over how to set up a beginner node network and how to use energy to feed that along with the workers. I think that'll be pretty good to get everybody started if they're a beginner and they're just finding this guide. Now, video 6, I want to talk about gear. Black Desert is a funny game. You basically start the game walking down the game road, right? You come to a split path. On one side, you got the normal. You got to get XP. You got to get skill point XP, and build up the skill points to buy your combat skills. You know, everybody's used to that. But on the other branch, you got life skills. And I'm not going to go into detail about those because my other video, I already went over them. But basically, the professions of Black Desert are life skills. So they're split. You're split between combat or life skilling. Well, the gear's the same way. You got combat gear, and then you got life skill gear. Every single life skill has its own. Every single life skill has its own tool that you can upgrade. Every single life skill has its own gear. It's a lot more. Sorry about that ding. I hit my keyboard. It's a lot more expensive, I would say, than combat gear in the long run. So right now, I'm wearing a mixture. Down here is your life skill weapon slot or tool slot. Right now I have my riding crop because it increases the auto run speed of a horse. But if you equip any tool, which leaning against the wall here, any of these tools, the hoe, the axe, the butcher knife, the pickaxe, tanning knife, fluid collector, hunting rifle, any of those will go into this slot here. It doesn't take up your weapon slot. So that's the difference. And then you have accessories for each combat and also life skilling. You have different gear like I have on the fisher's clothes right now versus the combat gear. You can see the difference. That being said, pretty proud of myself. I managed to make a Tet Black Star a couple of days ago for the Awakening. I already had the staff. Now I got the Awakening. Granted, it's no giant feat. It's not a pen by any means, but if I put all my combat gear on, granted, I'm not super huge into grinding with the carpal tunnel and the hands. My hands just won't do it. So 270, because I'm succession, 270 and 308. So 578 gear score. Not too bad for a mostly free-to-play player. You know, I don't spend money regularly on here. Not too bad. I need to work on a few things. I need to do the pen accessory quest and get rid of this try ring here, pen, and then I need to upgrade all my armor from Tet to pen, and then I need to work on these, getting these to pen, and then I need to work on getting all pen accessories. By that time I'll be well over 300 AP, which is the goal. And then hopefully closer to 400 AP. Anyway, that's the combat side of things. You know, you get combat XP, which is up here in the left corner. I'm at level 62, 3.2%. You get combat XP for doing life skills too. It's very minimal, but you still get it. And then you also got the skill XP up here. Every time you get to 100%, up to a certain amount, you get 3 skill points, and then after that you get 1 skill point every time you collect 100%. I have 2004. I need to max this out. Before the reworks it was 2285. I need to go grind some, but like I said, I hate grinding, so probably not going to do that. Now, that being said, seems like I've said that a lot. We're going to focus on life skill. I had to bring up the combat because one of my tax-free money making methods is grinding for trash loot and selling it. So I had to bring that up. But I mainly focus on life skill, which is all of these Manos accessories. There are 3 different types of gear for life skilling. Mainly, just like combat has skill points and skills, life skilling has mastery and skills. Let me put my gathering clothes back on. We have mastery and skills, and if I click learn more, and I kind of went over this already a little bit, but not right there, but not in depth like I'm going to now. You start at beginner 1 on everything when you first load into the game. You can see on my barter, I'm beginner 4. Haven't done that very much. Everything else, you know, it goes from beginner to skilled, professional, artisan, master, guru. So, you know, some of these I've put a lot of time into. Others, moderate amount of time, and then even further, some. These are hard to level up. It takes a lot more time. Not farming, I just don't do it very much. I have farms, I just don't. I'm just not very good about doing it. So with mastery, you have life skill gear. So the combat gear for the combat skills and the combat side of things, you have gear to increase your AP and your DP and all the other combat stats. Well, life skilling gear is different. It increases your mastery. If you look at any of these accessories I'm wearing, I get life skill XP and all life skill mastery. All of them do that to a certain extent. So the accessories increase the mastery. Okay. So does the gear. So I have gatherer's gear. I get plus 300 mastery. I also get another bonus. Each one has its own. I get movement speed for the cooking. I also get movement speed. I chose a bad one. This one, there, that one's a little better. You get movement speed and fishing ability. The craftsman, I can bring it up without having to run over there. I have it in storage. There you go. That's what you get. You just get processing mastery. With alchemy, you get alchemy time reduction. The time it takes to do a product, like one cook or craft, and you also get mastery. Sorry if that peaked. I bumped the microphone. So back to this. The goal is to get your mastery as high as you possibly can because it's going to make life skilling easier. I have gathering on right now. Let me just grab a gathering tool out here and pop it on. So if you look at my gathering, it's not near as high as it could be because it's only mastery instead of guru. I need to go level that. I touched on that in the previous video. But I put a pickaxe on, so I have to pertain to the mining. I have 1280 mastery. There is what it does. You get more basic resources, you get more special resources, you get rare resources, and you also get extra acquisition rate by plus 30% at my level. And if you look at the bottom, basic resources, special and rare, it gives you a little description of the types of stuff you can get there. So the whole idea behind that, now if I remove pickaxe, it goes back down to 980 and the benefits are different. I don't get extra acquisition rate, and my rates go down by a bit because on the pickaxe I get plus 30% acquisition rate. But if I put that on, my increased acquisition quantities go up by a lot and the rates go up by quite a bit. One more time. Big difference, just 300 mastery makes. You get to the 1200 level and things, you get a boost, it just jumps up. So that is how that affects that. Manos is the elite gear, it's the highest. There are other types, which, just to give an example, I touched on Logia gear before. You get it at Logia Farm over outside of Velia. Let me go to armor and functional. Here's another thing, the silver embroidered ones, those are useful. That's also another way of boosting your life skills. They don't give mastery, but like the cook's clothes, I have a pair here. The cook's clothes will actually decrease your cooking time and your XP and movement speed. So they give a little bonus that helps, but it's not like the mastery that you get, and each one of those is there. Now, Logia clothes is green. It's the worst tier. It's the easiest to get. You just go to Logia Farm, buy as much as you want. You can upgrade it. I will touch on what upgrades it here in a second. The middle tier is here's the blue gear. They're all different, they have all different names. I don't know why they did it, but they did. Just kind of hovering over these. And then you have the Manos, which is what I invested a lot of my silver into. You can tell the price difference once you get into upgrading it. Now they all upgrade pretty much the same. It's almost just like combat gear. Combat gear uses blackstones and concentrated blackstones, or in the case of the Black Star gear, it uses the flawless concentrated. Well, the life skilling gear is a little bit different. They use black gems, which you can craft out of black gem fragments. The black gem fragments you can get while gathering or hunting. You combine a black gem fragment and a black stone weapon and a black stone armor. So you need one of those, one of those, one of those, and it makes one of these black gems. Now you need 5 of these black gems and one of these and one of these to make a concentrated. Concentrated are what the Manos use to upgrade. It's expensive. That's why the gear costs so much. It's very easy to just make a bunch of black gems, go to Logia Farm, and spam upgrade them until you get them to the level you want them to. I use Try Logia, and I think I had a couple of teps on the accessories, which there are Logia accessories, just like the Manos ones. They just have less mastery and less life XP. And then there's also the blue ones, which these are the Garanoas. They're the mid tier. You can buy the Garanoas over in Calpheon. I didn't even bother investing because it's just, you get minimal increase. You get 8 life mastery. Over the Logia is 5. Useless. And they cost a lot more to get. I think it's like 10 mil instead of 1 mil. So it's just kind of one of those things where you just skip it. Don't worry about it. Nobody upgrades it. I guess somebody did, but it's crazy that it's basically one tier down. So if you have a Tet 1, you could be almost on par with Trimanos. But anyway, those are the accessories and what they do, and that's the gear and how it basically affects it. Increase the mastery, you get more procs, more benefits. So you want to get Manos if you're going for best in slot. Otherwise, Logia is fine. If you're OCD and you want the blue or Manos, by all means. But I recommend starting with Logia and just getting by until you can invest in Manos. That's what I did, and that's how the easier progression is. Now moving forward, we're going to talk about pets. I've touched on this briefly before because I like to AFK fish. Let me drop this back in here before I forget. I have fishing mastery. I also have a fishing rod that decreases auto fishing time, and then I have this stupid little maple float that doesn't seem to make a difference, although I do catch rare fish from time to time. But on top of that, there are pets that can increase, which is the auto fishing time reduction. I don't know off the top of my head the details on it. Let's see, and I don't think that it doesn't really give you details here either, because it doesn't tell this. It doesn't tell the special skills. Either way, it's like 25% or 20%. It's pretty big when he's at tier 4. I'd have to Google it to find the list, but I mean, you guys can Google it just as easy as I can. The penguin or the polar bear, both of them have. Actually, plus this guy has plus 50 weight. That's why I like him. Weight is very helpful, but. This is where I talk about the pay to win aspect. You know, just like you can pay to win to upgrade gear, the combat gear, you can pay to win with buying Cron Stones, basically by selling costumes on the central market. Or just buying costumes and converting them into Crown Stones. You can pay to win that way, and then you have more attempts at upgrading. Well, you can pay to win life skills. Buy the Hedgehog. Special ability basically gives you double proc, so if I'm gathering meat, I can sometimes get 2 meat procs instead of 1. So I have 2 sections that have meat, and they're not always the same, so they're both random. But it does increase by about 30%. It's very, very useful. Makes your energy very, very valuable. The other thing is the pay to win tent. I have the pay to win tent. It won't let me install it here. Let me see if I can open it up. Function. Travel aid, campsite, that's what I'm looking for. There you go. That's what you get. It's $50, but you can repair remotely and you get all these other benefits here that I don't use very often. The Villa buff's pretty nice. You can have energy recovery, an energy recovery buff that you can buy with gold, which is very nice because it gives you +1 or +2. I forget, it's been a while since I used that. I think it's +1 energy per hour or per tick. So that's effectively increasing or doubling your energy recovery. And then the repairing is a nice convenience thing because you don't have to run back to town to repair as long as you have. Now you can do a free to play tent, but you gotta have the anvils, and crafting them is a pain in the butt. so I'd rather just pay to win this. That leads me to, whoops, I touched on this for the life skills section. I'm going to touch on it again. I don't even need to get in there. I'll get it in here and do it this way. I've got one saved here somewhere. Old Moon. Not Old Moon. Where is my Kamisola blessing at? I moved my inventory around, now I can't find anything. Of course, now I can't find it. There's a few. So you get injury recovery +2. That's pay to win. You're effectively tripling your energy recovery. So you're getting, instead of 1 per 3 minutes, you're getting 3 per 3 minutes. So you're getting 1 per minute. So you're reducing the energy cost by 66% as far as the time cost for energy recovery. That's crazy high. Very valuable for life skillers. So that's the pay to win. You got the tent, you got the hedgehog, and you got the blessings. I have them because I've been given through events and free stuff. I've got 3 here, and I got several in these boxes laying around. Just gotta find them. They're hidden everywhere. That box right there, there's one. The Old Moon box. But I don't use them unless I'm just heavy into gathering, so I don't waste them. But you can tell up at the top I don't have one running right now. So it's kind of a quick and 20-minute rundown of combat / life skill gear and how it affects, and what mastery is and how it affects the life skills and what you need to aim for. I still think that going the Logia to Manos route is better than getting the middle ground, the blue grade gear for life skilling. Running the tax-free silver making methods, I had to touch on both combat and life skill. Up to this point, I've kind of went over all the foundation stuff, and if you follow this guide, and I know I kind of talk in circles sometimes and it's a little convoluted, but if you've watched all this up to this point, then you should have an understanding of the base systems in Black Desert online, and you should have a beginner node network set up and have kind of a direction on how to make silver without having to have a value pack. I'm going to reiterate them again. Grinding, I will make a more in-depth fishing guide sometime soon. I will go over the Imperial delivery, probably more in depth, and the trading crates. But up until these 6 videos, it's been a very quick touch. The next video is going to dive deeper after some time on what you've had to gather resources and build up stuff, because the beginner node network needs to expand out. And where I would go from there is probably diving deeper into moving on into cooking and then finally trade crates. But you're going to need a ton of CP, and that's in the future. But up to this point, everything that I have spoken about and pushed towards is focused on building up a good foundation and getting contribution points pouring in through byproducts that I haven't really touched a lot on, but I will touch on that in the next video, as well as getting the base recipes down and supporting the worker node network that you have, so everything will have a good foundation to expand upon. And so I will wrap all that up in the next video, but for now this video is going to come to a close because I'm to the point where I'm just rambling on. So thanks so much for watching if you made it this far, and thanks for sharing what little time you have with me. If you liked the video, drop a like, leave me a comment. If I missed something, subscribe. There's always more coming. again. Until next time.